Everybody asked me how bad the pain was, 1 to 10, and I said, your scale or mine?
Chronic pain affects more people than cancer, heart disease, and diabetes combined in this country.
Pain in general is a very important thing because it protects us from the world around us. Sometimes the pain system goes awry.
My wife one day got on the internet and looked up phantom pains and seen Dr. Ellsberg.
David came across me, and he basically had a horrific pain syndrome that he was suffering from, and had been suffering from this for about 40 years.
That was the car I was in when I had the wreck. It did all the injuries. I see my tennis shoes are still on the floor tied. All the broken bones was on my right side, 2-3 nerves severed on the other side.
Individuals who have had these very traumatic injuries where the nerves that connect those limbs to the spinal cord have literally been ripped out of the spinal cord. So they're violent automobile accidents and other similar traumatic injuries.
Dr. Katerina, who's one of my partners, we worked very, very closely trying to understand the problem that the patient has. I myself run really right from my laboratory to the operating room and back to my laboratory. This is truly a back and forth process.
This is a very clear example of where we had a lesson to learn in the laboratory from something that's clinically very meaningful.
The more I worked my neck and shoulder, the more it hurt. You just hold your breath and try to breathe out, in and out, until it go away. And then it go away, but you know it's coming back a little bit later.
Conventional wisdom would suggest that once you get into a very bad chronic pain state, it becomes permanent in certain ways. The nervous system becomes hardwired in a new way.
This was a very unusual pain syndrome and one for which there's this very specific treatment.
This particular operation, what we need to do is we need to get at the spinal cord where the nerves have actually been pulled out. The risk is that you're going to damage the patient's spinal cord, and you're going to take a patient who comes to you with a horrific pain syndrome, and at the end of the operation, you may not have cured the pain syndrome, but you may have produced paralysis in the patient.
I said to you that the surgery carries significant risk to it. But if we would have gotten pain relief and you would have had a problem in the left leg,
oh, that would have been,
still would have been worth it to you.
Yes, it would have.
The fact that that pain was completely gone immediately screamed out the fact that pain in this person had not been hardwired.
One of the great advantages we have working here at Johns Hopkins is that we can take advantage of being at a hospital where we're dealing with patients, and in the same institution, in the same buildings, we have our laboratories.
Basic scientists working at a bench in isolation can only take the work so far. A clinician working in isolation can only take their work so far. So it's a two-way flow of information, and it's a two-way flow of materials as well that allows us, I think, will allow us in the future to be able to fundamentally transform the way pain gets treated.
At the end of the day, pain is something the patient experiences. And unless you can share that experience with them and understand in detail what they're experiencing, then the relevance that you're doing in the laboratory may be poor.
It's just unbelievable not having the pain. There's no way I can, any words to say other than I'm free.